Hi folks, Rodney here. It is May 20th and I'm out here at Shotgun Creek, and of course you can see here that there is water everywhere, so I have the assumption it's going to be pretty muddy today. I wanted to kind of go over just a couple setup features and kind of talk about some general things that probably a lot of people talk about, but a lot of people also take for granted. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about is bike setup. A lot of times people will just go out there, they pull the bike out of the truck, they jump on it, and they take off and ride. They don't check simple things like tire pressure, make sure that your chain is adjusted properly, maybe even clickers on there. And if you have the air forks, check your pressure in the forks. Now, one thing, if somebody does have a KTM or a Husqvarna, one of the things that you always need to double check is your pressure inside the forks on these little bleeders. So right here you've got a little bleeder on this side, you've also got a second one here, and if you don't check those, what you'll find is that no matter what pressure you set it at, it will always feel like the forks are harsh. And so you definitely want to check that. Now back to some general things. A lot of people talk about arm pump. One of the things about arm pump, and I guess if you watched a lot of YouTube videos, you probably already know this, but just in case for the people that don't, and keep in mind, I'm not doing this for any monetary value. I just have an appreciation and love for riding. And so hopefully I can help somebody else out there that may go through the same issues. But arm pump is due to a couple different things. Number one, not being able to get enough blood flow through to the arms, and then also gripping the bike too tight. And when that happens, you'll notice that your arms pump up pretty quick. It feels like you can't hold on to the handlebars anymore. And riding is just not a whole lot of fun at that point. So here's a couple things that will help. If you'll do some sort of cardio before you actually go riding. And I'll give you an example. Think about motocross racers. You see them on an exercise bike before they actually go race. And some people may think, well, wow, that's a waste of energy. And why would they do that before they go ride? Well, what they're doing is they're actually getting that blood flowing through the body. And so when you can do that and open up those blood vessels, it will actually help prevent the arm pump from happening at a later point. So there again, if you can go do some cardio before you actually go out and ride, that will definitely help you. Also, stretching out really well will make a difference too. The other thing that can help, and that's part of your riding skills, is actually learning how to kind of relax on the bike. We have a tendency to grip too hard, especially if we're on rocky areas or if you're going over jumps. Learn to be loose. Another thing that will help is if you actually do take some time to warm up, and I'm talking about on the bike. So you hear about the warm-up trails. Now, some warm-up trails, honestly, is kind of I won't say it's a waste of time, but there's so many rocks and stuff that is truly not much of a warm-up. It's more of a, okay, you're hanging on for dear life in the very beginning, and it's not beneficial to what you're trying to do. So take the time, go out there, find somewhat of an easy trail, and ride for a few minutes, 10-15 minutes. You'll notice that your body just kind of loosens up. You seem, and you probably recognize this before, you're out riding and you seem like things are all out of sorts, and then 15 to 30 minutes later you seem to be riding a lot better. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, you're kind of catching your balance. Every time I go out and ride, it seems like for the first 10 to 15 minutes, I kind of have to get used to being back on the bike again. And so once you do, you just kind of relax, and then things go a lot smoother. So think about those, and maybe that will help. So hopefully you guys have fun riding. Obviously, I'm going to get out there and ride. Like I said, it's going to be muddy. It kind of brings up another topic. A lot of times people have a tendency to want to stay away from things that they don't like. You find a hard trail, it's got rocks on it, you don't want to mess with it. But unfortunately, those are the things that are going to make you better. You just continue working on your skills. Mud is a great practice tool. You get out there, you really have to kind of choose your lines. And, choosing your lines will prevent you from kind of losing front end traction, and it will help you even when it's dry out there. So go out there, have some fun, keep working on skills, and hopefully you guys enjoy.